We here at the Trovian Showcase are not architects. We're anthropologists. However, it does remain quite clear to us that this is not sound building design. We'll investigate further.
Do me a favor, like and subscribe.
Welcome to the Trovian Showcase. I am Insipid Von Money Currency, and this is not safe. Not safe at all. We'll go ahead and take a look at the people who deem this to be the optimal living situation. We have men using pickaxes, robots. Well, that's an entirely different tale. Or perhaps undead? Look a little bit closer at this fellow. Look at him. That screams robot. We've met plenty of undead in the process of our investigations, and these are definitely more of the robot-y design. That said, robot miners, it's not something that's entirely beyond us. We've had several situations in which we use machines to assist us in the extraction of ore. However, as to what they're doing in the water tower is entirely beyond me. We are looking presently for the Cactote Warlord. Now, we have a nice little water tower here. You do not appear to be the Cactote Warlord, unless you are. In which you are definitely the Cactote Warlord, and you are now very, very dead. In terms of having a warlord, that is a cactus. Interesting enough. However, why would the machines be subordinate to it? That's an entirely different set of problems now, isn't it? Right there. Very strange. Oh, hello. Go ahead and toss that right there. Delicious, delicious, yes. Right there. Perfect. So, we have a zone somewhat populated by robots, many archetypes of high step or desert communities. Very interesting. I'm looking forward to investigating this further. No doubt. Many fine details present within the desert frontier. We have little homesteads, water towers, desert communities. Well, desert communities. There's obviously an amount of greenery here. The buttes are quite lovely. I want to call it high step, but there's not enough grass. Not enough grasslands. Well, either way, we can investigate further. Excuse me, sir. I am here for a sarsaparilla. You, sir, could you please? I desire my sarsaparilla. And here I assumed that by some means a trope of that sort would have flown. Apparently not. Ooh, lovely camera. Now, gentlemen, you seem very, very interesting, and I would inquire another time. But you having a camera? That's fine. Where is your art? Where are your pictures? Lovely, a little record player. Really, in terms of robots that I've encountered in my time, you are perhaps some of the best equipped. There's only one fellow downstairs. There's a story here. Assuredly. We have one fellow here, behind the bar, serving no one, in a saloon filled with spikes. And there's up here 4 beds. I'm under the impression that there is a mandate in the town charter that specifies that the saloon must at all times be manned. And the robots, being protocol-driven, deemed it necessary to keep one man, that unfortunate fellow down there, available for the manning of the saloon. However, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 beds here, indicating that there were other people present at one time or another who did things such as sleep. These are robots. Robots don't sleep. There are 7 missing people right now. 7! This is a saloon bot mayor. It is my impression that in the desert frontier there was a robot uprising, wherein the people were either killed or driven out and subsequently replaced by robots. They took over the various roles as possible, given that this very progressive community, they had many nice things. They had the Desert Planned Parenthood, where they provided free desert condoms and desert doors that you could walk under. And they had, the Desert Sonic. And very nice, very nice. They had the desert gays, and they were like, oh, those gays, they're in the desert. It's okay. They don't actually have enough lube out here to have sex. It's fine. We won't be offending any robot desert deities. It's fine. And that is the situation at hand. Really quite horrifying when you think about it. And gosh golly, I hope you're not thinking about it too hard, because that might hurt. Are you a gun crab? Why is there a crab out here anyway? What are you supposed to be? There should be no crabs out here. You're very cute, and you're just booshing me over and over again. Trying to push me off a cliff? I bet you are. What are you meant to represent? I'm curious, sir. Are there desert crabs that I'm just not appreciating adequately? Homosexual sand on sand action. Ah, God, I love a bit of friction. Was that joke a little too coarse for you? Of course it wasn't. As one is wont to find in the many other regions, there are these structures, wherein they have floating above them, defying all reason, logic, and physics, a scroll, or a pictographic scroll. Herein, we see a number of bone-like structures. These would seem to represent a style of ribs, jutting out of the ground. Now, these are either constructed, or they are meant to represent that a creature did in fact literally die here, wherein one would be inclined to ask what kind of creature has a ribcage of that size. I have said many times before that I would be most amused and quite pleased to fight a mammoth creature, a titanic-sized being, as a large raid-style fight. I think that Trove lends itself specifically and exceedingly well to such a task. Herein, we are fighting a Shadow Knight, which I suppose I'm not disappointed. It doesn't appear to be a robot necessarily, but it doesn't really seem to match the motif in any way. Even here, even the wheel well, light chandeliers, they don't seem to really match up with the whole. We have a Shadow Knight problem presently. I don't believe I saw any chest pop up. I wanted a chest of the breaking, that I could break and thus receive items, scrolls specifically. Perhaps I received the scroll and I didn't notice. Let's hope that is in fact the case. This has been Insipid Von Money Currency, and you have been watching the Trovian Showcase. Please join us next week for the next installment of Anthropological Science.